guys, it's Jordan. Today's video is going to be 10 books that made me sob. Some of my book friends recommended that I make this video, and I know some of you guys are like, why do I want to read books that make me sob? Maybe you're like me because I like reading books that will rip my heart out and make me feel something, because you know, it's just what we live for, you know. Anyway, so if you want to feel something and you want to cry, please read these books. So I'm going to start out by saying these are all romance books, so if you don't like romance, maybe click off of this video. But if you do like romance and you like crying, then this is the perfect video for you. So the first book we're going to talk about is Swear on This Life by Renee Carlino. This one is childhood friends to strangers to lovers. It has like a book within a book, and it will rip your heart out and make you cry. And please just read this book. It is so good. Another one by Renee Carlino is Before We Were Strangers. This is another friends. It's like childhood friends. I think they mean like college, so younger. Friends to strangers to lovers. This one is set in New York, which is always really fun, and it's another one that will just rip your heart out, but in the best of ways, and it's so good. Renee Carlino is just, if you like Colleen Hoover's writing or writing very similar to it, I would totally recommend Renee Carlino. She just writes really easy to read romance that really, it's like not rom-com-y, like it's very deep, it makes you feel something, and you really feel like connected to the characters. Next is a YA book. My friends call this the jar book. This is A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I will say it's YA, and it is a little bit on the immature side writing wise, but it's childhood friends to strangers to lovers. Again, obviously that is my trope. And this one is so sad. I'm not going to say what it's about because I don't want to spoil anything. I was basically sobbing from like page 10 though, and the whole rest of the book. It is so good though. If you just want to feel something, please read this book. Next is The Girl He Used to Know by Tracy Garvis Graves. I feel like this book is so underrated. This is another like friends to strangers to lovers. I will say there is a trigger warning for this one. It's going to cater to very specific people though, so if you are sensitive to anything, I would recommend looking it up just to be on the safe side. But this one is so good. The book made me sob so much, but again, in the best of ways. It is so good. Again, really similar writing style to Colleen Hoover, just very easy to read, flows really nicely. Speaking of Colleen Hoover, I'm only going to include 2 books of hers in here because I did cry in like almost all of her books, but I know most people have already read her books or already know about them, so I don't want to go in depth too much. But the first one is going to be Ugly Love. This one is Brother's Best Friend. You probably already know about this, but this one did make me cry quite a bit. And then we have the infamous It Ends With Us. I know this is a very, people have very mixed opinions on this book. I personally absolutely loved it. Really heavy trigger warnings for this one. If you have not read it and you don't know what it's about, I would look it up just to be on the safe side. I'm honestly not going to give the tropes for this one just because it kind of does spoil the book, but I know most of you have either read this or already heard of it. So, It Ends With Us, Colleen Hoover. Made me sob my eyes out. And we have Bright Side by Kim Holden, another one of my all-time favorite books. This one, I don't really want to go into it too in depth because it's, again, it'll kind of spoil things. This one kind of has a love triangle in a way, but not like your typical love triangle. Like if you don't like love triangles, I would still say read this one. It is really sad. Look up trigger warning. I don't know what happened, but like the lighting changed and now I'm orange. I don't know, but my SD card got full as per usual. I don't know why. I don't delete things off of my SD cards. I'm really bad about that, so they get full. Had to switch out the cards. So anyway, we're back. The next book we're talking about is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is one of my all-time favorite books. ever. This is childhood friends to lovers. Well, I think it's childhood friends to strangers to lovers, but you know, best trope ever. Absolutely love this book. I sobbed, I laughed, I swooned. Yeah, if you've never read this, you need to. Next up is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book, it literally, I mean, okay, everyone always says it's on the back, it's not a spoiler, but like sometimes there's spoilers on the back. So, but this literally happens in the beginning. Like, it's the entire premise of the story. This woman's fiance like dies, or so she thinks. He's like disappeared, and so she thinks he's dead, and so she ends up like moving on with her life. She finds a new partner, they get engaged, whatnot. Then the guy comes back, they find out he's not actually dead. Now she's in a situation where she has to pick between the two. That's all I'm going to say about this one. Really, really good. I think it's being made into a movie too, pretty sure. Anyway, really good. Highly recommend. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. Then we have Pack Up the Moon by Kristan Higgins. This book is freaking sad. Like, it's heavy. The entire book is sad, I'm not gonna lie. It's about grief, loss, dealing with loss of a loved one. Heavy trigger warnings, but it's really good. I will say there were parts that were kind of boring in a way, but it also just felt very deep, and it felt very much so like you were in the main guy's, like you were feeling what he was feeling, and so the whole read I just felt very heavy, but I really enjoyed it. I liked the writing, and I definitely cried. Lastly, we have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This book is so sweet. I definitely cried. It's about a girl who moves to a new town, and she meets this guy, and he doesn't speak, and he's literally just like the sweetest thing. And it's about their love story, and it's really, really cute. So those were 10 books that made me cry. Most of them made me sob. All of those were 5 stars from me, and if you want a good cry, highly recommend picking up one of these books. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any recommendations for things you'd like to see from me, please leave them down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!